Hi, I'm Bill Powers, and I've got some of my ultra dork scientific equipment that we use in North Carolina. I have somewhat of a scientific background. I enjoy the science behind breath testing and blood testing devices, and so in order to understand better how they work, I've bought them. In fact, I throw out an open challenge there. I don't care if you're law enforcement, prosecutor, judge, or expert. I want to see who has more different devices from different manufacturers and workable devices than me in North Carolina. I don't think there is anybody, but I throw that challenge out there. Right now, I'd like to talk to you about the SCRAM device. Some people refer to it as the CAM device. SCRAM, as it's written across the front, stands for Secured Continuous Remote Alcohol Monitoring. As you might imagine, CAM is continuous alcohol monitoring. And this is the ankle bracelet that you wear on the ankle of your choice. It uses an electrochemical fuel cell, meaning that it measures alcohol in your system with a similar, not necessarily the same fuel cell, but with a similar fuel cell as the Alka-Sensor or the Alka-Sensor FST or the Intoximeter ECIR2. In fact, the EC in the name of the device stands for electrochemical, IR stands for infrared. You wear this bracelet. Normally, it's worn related to showing that you're not drinking alcohol 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, I'm not endorsing any particular manufacturer. I'm talking about the logic between the device itself. I'm a fan of this, primarily because if we're trying to rid ourselves of some of the ails of, and no pun intended, but the ails of drinking or the bad parts of having alcohol in your system, monitoring 24 hours a day with a device that measures over time, over long periods of time, is both from a public policy standpoint and a scientific standpoint, it's more reliable. If you get a single reading on the device that you blow into your car to start your vehicle, the ignition interlock device, this is the one made by Monotech, that's one reading. Maybe it's two. This thing measures you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't just measure alcohol, it measures skin temperature and skin density. I know how these devices work, and I have the manufacturers, I don't get paid, by the way, to do this. They provide these devices to me free of charge, and I wear them. I've worn them for a long period of time, both to understand the science, to see if it's a reliable science, and also there's an experiential value, meaning that I've had the experience of wearing one of these things 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, and I can empathize with my client. These also can be used in civil cases. We're seeing this increasingly, on an increasing basis. I think judges are starting to realize the value of them in civil cases, particularly family law cases where the parents of a child, one accuses another of having an issue with drinking or driving around with the kid in the car or whatever, acting badly when they've consumed alcohol, and you can see judges say, well, if you're going to do visitation, I don't want you to have any alcohol in your system. And in order to get increased visitation or have visitation that's not supervised, wear one of these. Not terribly popular. No one particularly wants to wear one of these things. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not terribly heavy, but it's not something that you would prefer to wear if you didn't have to. But if it's a choice between you seeing your child, or in some instances in criminal court, DWI, you wear it long enough, you may not have to do some jail time on a higher level DWI. Heck, wear the ankle bracelet. There is a charge with it. They're not cheap. They, right now, about 10, 12 bucks a day to wear them. So that's the CAM device or the SCRAM device. This is the Alka-Sensor. That's the Alka-Sensor 3. This is the Alka-Sensor FST. And this is the ignition interlock device. All these devices I just showed you, excluding the old-fashioned breathalyzer and even the ones you can buy online on Amazon or eBay, use an electrochemical fuel cell. They measure, like a battery, the ethyl alcohol coming out of your breath, and I say it's like a battery because it creates electrical current based on the atomic structure of ethyl alcohol. I've got a a 1-hour PowerPoint presentation on this. I got a 3-hour PowerPoint presentation on this. I love teaching the science behind drive while impaired, as well as the devices and the science behind the devices. So if you would like me to come to your school, if you'd like me to come to your workplace, if you're a judge, if you're a prosecutor, if you're a defense lawyer association, I'll bring all my fun little toys and I'll show you how they work so that when we're in court, we all are speaking the same language and we're understanding what does work and doesn't work. And just because you have some level of training on these devices doesn't necessarily mean that you've kind of rolled up your sleeves and dug into it. For the record, while I don't endorse any of the major manufacturers' products in North Carolina, the approved devices, I will specifically not endorse or unendorse or actively encourage you not to buy. I think this one was $7, where it fits on the bottom of your, this one's an iPhone related one, but it's not really even worth the $7. And when you have any question about whether you'd be arrested for driving while impaired, I would not rely on this whatsoever. Now, people ask me all the time, and I'm not trying to be a smarty-marty, but I am making a point. What's the best way to avoid a driving while impaired in North Carolina? The answer is don't drink and drive. If you have any question whatsoever, whether you're even close to the legal limit, which the limit is .07999 for alcohol, don't drive. Uber it, get a cab. I promise you, have a friend pick you up. I promise you it's less expensive and less painful than sitting in this office right here talking to me. All right? I'd rather not have your business than have you take a chance of hurting yourself or someone else. I don't say that from a judgmental standpoint at all. We all make mistakes. But when it comes to these little devices, and I don't mean offense by the manufacturer, it's just they're not reliable to any level. Even the more expensive ones, some of these things are approaching $1,000. Even they are imperfect. Anything devised and created by the human hand is subject to some level of error. If you happen to have for sale any of these devices, I may buy it from you. I collect them. I've got a bunch of the old breathalyzers, but I give them away to people sometimes when I'm training them. Give me a call. And if you'd like me to teach at a seminar or something, give me a call as well. I do it free of charge. 704-342-4357. That's 704-342-HELP. And as another online resource, if you want to go online, there's an app by SlideShare. I think it's linked with, technically, LinkedIn. They may be the same company. If you type in or Google SlideShare North Carolina DWI Quick Reference Guide, or NC DWI Quick Reference Guide, our most recent version is 2017, just came out. All these devices, the manufacturers, their contact information, the approved devices, the administrative code, and some relevant statutes, it's all there online. And we also have it in a paperback form as well. So 704-342-HELP, and thanks for listening to me.